Now, will this coddle skill blinding light?
It's
I
not
would think so.
PandaS, so probably.
So probably, so
Yeah.
it should happen.
Yep. They get the Lina.
5 seconds remaining.
One of the more annoying things about coddle is there's not really a great position 5 answer to this hero. Like, it's pretty difficult to do anything about his skills. Position 5s don't really scout out in the back line to, like, try and catch him out or something before. Vision 5s don't really exist. All right, see, this is what I do in pubs. I pick Crystal Maiden because then I'm going to get to level 20, and my talent can help the game with the attack speed. That's the I kill the orb guys. That's the only way.
You know that
It's your only contribution.
that does require you to be in a game that lasts long
Yeah,
enough
I set a
to
pub.
get you to level.
Yeah.
Also, I
level
play with you and Owen, so all
Okay,
of the
fair.
games reach 60
Yeah,
minutes.
It's pretty reliable. You can get
Yes.
Fair
that
point,
level
don't need
20,
to
yeah.
blame, okay? You know,
I'm
we
just
win
spitting facts
sometimes.
here.
That's like all
Okay.
party, like even like any MMR, you're playing like those 5-stack party queue games.
Yeah.
They go late regardless.
They do go late.
Yeah.
Because if you're crushing, you're going to goof around and it's going to go
Exactly.
long and you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
And if you're losing, you're going to go try hard and drag out the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright. So the Crystal Maiden once again. This is also, by the way, PandaS are the only one playing Crystal Maiden, I believe, at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not loving the CM pick. I think it's just not a strong enough laner here. The Rubik Abba, fine opener. We've seen a lot of teams do this. I think Vici Gaming are one of the ones to kind of pioneer this a bit. It's just a strong dual lane, doesn't lose
Yeah.
too many things, pressures the lane. But now they're going to have a really weak safe lane.
Probably Jug. They need some hero that can like actually
Yeah.
lane.
I just wish they'd pick like an Ogre, maybe a Lich I think is okay as well. But CM to me is just like the weaker of the 5 position options. And now you're up against Sanking Lina, which is a pretty scary dual lane.
The only other option, well, no, I was,
Gyro's actually being untouched, which is a bit surprising.
yeah, that's not bad.
It gets pressured a little, but any carry you get's going to be pressured here. You just can't go too greedy with like, you know, a Spectre or something. So, yeah, Jug or Gyro sounds fine.
Hmm.
They might just pick their mid here too because they have the double pick in a row.
Yeah, with Jug and Gyro being in, that might be the play. If there's like a 1 that you really want, or a 2 rather.
Yeah.
Well, they're taking their time. Thinking
What's
about it.
open? The OD's gone, the Kunkka's gone. What are our other blind?
The
Alright, he
TA.
likes that TA again.
Let's go out on comfort picks.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. Just, yeah, pick the TA, ban some of the counters you're worried about.
Oh yeah, there was also Void. What a hero.
I don't, you don't, they don't
No, I
want Void
don't
for
think they
anything.
can go for it.
CM Void into Sanking Lina is
No.
sounds terrible. And we've seen Voids. I feel like that hero is starting to drop off
Yeah.
just because most teams are seeing their Voids get bullied outside of Alliance, who just seem to
They know how to
secure
give
it.
Nico Baby a game.
Yeah, they
That's,
just
that's their whole jam.
if you pick Void, you have to be willing to try lane your Void. Otherwise, don't pick the hero and send him in a 2v2 lane that he's going to lose.
And he's also and Nico Baby's also very aggressive. He joins fight very early on. He doesn't need to wait for an item. And I feel like in the squad on PandaS, they'll want to wait for Envy to get more farm before he feels comfortable joining in all the fights.
That's a
I'd
nice
agree,
ban,
yeah.
though. The Drow, that was smart.
Yeah.
Take out one of these, like, she's like a mediocre laner, but the attack speed buff versus the Coddle's really good, and it just helps your TA a lot. Can kind of ride that early momentum off an ABBA lineup, too.
It's one of those heroes I think would have, the CM Drow lane, if that is the lane, would have theoretically lost the lane, but she would have helped the other lanes with the TA, the even the Rubik can benefit a bit from the aura, like just right-click trades in lane.
I feel like I kind of like the Envy Jug here. Like, they don't really have a, they don't have a BKB Pierce, so he could, like, spin TP. It kind of fits that momentum they have. Doesn't have to worry about Blade Mail like the Gyrocopter would. It checks a lot of boxes.
10 seconds remaining.
Ban the Razor. Are they doing Bristle? That's
They're
also
just
okay.
protecting the TA mid.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
But they could be doing
Bristle's
Bristle.
actually okay.
You mentioned Bristle, yeah.
The first thing I think of when I see Razor is I think of stacks, because that hero's like so good at invading and actually contesting stacks. So then I think, oh, are they protecting stacks? Which leads me to a Bristle. But yeah, Templar Assassin obviously for the lane and the stacks. So
There's
kind of
the
a double
Bristle.
cover. And
Good
yeah,
call.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Razor would have been amazing.
That's
there.
a disaster if they look at a Razor.
Yeah, so what do they get instead?
How good is Lina versus TA mid? Is that an option?
It's playable. It's like we've seen it a lot, slightly TA favored,
Mhm.
but you know, Lina has some. You can outplay the lane and still do okay with the LSA usage.
seconds remaining.
But most likely, I think you save this last pick of the draft. You want something that can go decent in the mid lane and then also maybe answer the bristle.
Yeah.
Vipers there, they're gonna go Storm. They get the
This is a game
The
2.
lane.
We're up a game. So let's just, like, whatever happens, we always have an option to win this game
Yep.
now.
It's the lane counter. Like,
Yeah.
TA struggles in this matchup, being able to take away the refraction shards really easily with the overload procs, but TA can always fall back to the jungle, because at least you're versing a mid hero that when you fall back to jungle doesn't, like, push your tower, for example. But it's a good Storm game. Not many stuns. These
No.
3 cores with 0 stuns.
His biggest concern will be, like, snaking stolen spells, really. Like Burrow or maybe even an LSA to
Yeah.
chain or something of his own telekinesis. But aside from that, it's a pretty nice looking game for Chris.
Is it good enough for the 2-0?
I believe so. I like what Beast Coast have put together. I think PandaS just looking a little bit lost, at least based on what we saw in Game 1, what we saw in the upper bracket. So
Okay.
Beast Coast, they've recovered. They had a bad group stage, but they're showing up to play some good Dota here in the playoffs.
So what needs to happen, Trent, for fighting PandaS to force that third game?
They
What's
need
this game
a
plan?
lot of stacks for
Okay.
this TA and this Bristle, and they need Whisper, Schofield, and Stinger to not be playing super aggressive. Because, like, you know what Hector's going to do,
How
right?
are they going to control that, though?
I mean, they basically need to have, like, really good ward coverage and watch out for those rotations.
Okay.
That's pretty much how it goes. I mean,
Okay.
that's what they need. You asked. I answered.
Sure. Okay. Get those wards out, guys.
Stacks, like, contest your
Yeah.
stacks, protect your stacks. That's the play.
And then, yeah, take Roshan, kind of snowball with
They could
Deso,
also hope
Blink
that he
TA.
doesn't survive until the third game. That's also possible. Losing strength.
Hope that the flu gets to them.
All right, guys.
Anyways.
We're gonna find out what's gonna happen here in this second game. See if there will be a third game in this series. Elimination on the line, and we're gonna look out for that ward coverage there from the side of PandaS. Will they see the activities from Beast Coast coming? Let's find out with LD and Fogged.
Activities, ward coverage, stacks. They need to not feed. You know, that's my game plan.
I like that one.
If you're the fighting pandas, and they need to fight because last game they weren't really fighting, at least not at the right moments.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, I see them playing like more comfortable heroes, I would say, like not having the clockwork, which is kind of like an awkward hero overall. So, you know, with like the Rubik on snaking, hoping to see some good stuff, some big steals. He's got great spells to steal this game from Sand King and Lina and the Wraith King as well. However, the one thing we always will have to address and talk about is that this was Hector's most absurd hero at TI. He was one of the few players that was getting like banned across most of the games versus him because he was just pulling out these absurd numbers. So he's going to be the one to really watch on the Wraith King. And again, I think for the fourth game today, it's a last pick, like Storm, Ember, Quap or something versus like no stuns, really. Very limited disable.
Yeah, great spells to steal for Snake King. That's probably their one main hope.
Yeah.
Like get a Burrow Strike, maybe a Lina stun, but easier said than done if they are protecting those spell steals properly.
Absolutely. And again, it's Beast Coast. They're running an aggro tri-lane, and this time they have a strong aggro tri-lane, not this very awkward Alchemist aggro tri-lane that some ended up working anyway. But
So it's going to be Moon heading top. They've scouted up the lanes. Want to dodge that tri-lane as
ooh,
Snake King will secure the bounty rune bottom. He'll get a double.
skills the telekinesis for it, so that is a little bit of a pain having telekinesis sometimes instead of Fade Bolt, but getting the double bounty, he'll take it.
So overall 2 for 2.
Yep.
And the tri-lane dodge, but Stinger is trying to prevent the. He's just diving them to the tier 1 tower. Just keeps on right-clicking, keeps on punishing Owie.
I like a lot when I see teams do that. You abuse the fact that creeps just don't aggro right away on that first one. And we'll be taking, of course, some big looks at that mid lane because there is some potential for some kill threats. I think Chris Luck could look to set up for some of
They're
those.
already going on Moomiander top. Oh, nice dodge there. Ran forward to avoid the Light Strike array.
That was close.
That was a potential first blood. They set it up with a blinding light.
They're thinking about going again. Schofield immediately wants to try.
They've got another blinding light. Push him right back. But Hector not coming in just yet. Oh, he wants to go. All right,
Another
Big Daddy
stun.
Hector's in. Lena's in. And the first blood is...
Oh, cuddle speed.
Ah, what is the range on that? Are you kidding me?
He actually, wait, how did he even he has 318 and Babadan has 328.
And
He just reached over the tree line.
That was like a 1,000 attack range swing to that sword. I don't know. That's some OS Frog shit right there.
Got him.
But, you know, Hector is the king of
He
the
is.
Wraith King. So I suppose if anyone should have a little extra attack range on the hero, only fitting he does.
Yeah. So heavy amount of kill threat up top, and I was talking slightly about the mid lane where Chris Luck could look to go for like the level 3, you get the point in the vortex, and you go to threaten some kills too. But Bryle, he is starting to catch back up.
Meanwhile, yeah, let's see that again. Seems like we've got a... Oh, well, as we say that, there may be some action here top, but the important thing is...
There's action.
Is catching Moomy dying again. And that appears to be exactly what is happening.
Might suicide?
Oh, he gets the suicide off. But he, you know, it's...
He just TP'd back, and he
not
died
great.
immediately. So he cannot come back to the lane, and Whisper is bottom lane, and he is a Sand King. So he's just sitting back. They do have a sentry down, but I think he's identified where the sentry already is, and he's level 3.
And mid lane going just fine for Chris Luck.
Yep.
11 and 5 versus the 8 and 2 TA.
Oh!
We go Bryle.
Oh!
All right, that's what the Fighting Pandas needed.
Got him.
Individual play, death that shouldn't be happening to get them back in the game.
Love it.
Little breath of life. They've got a pulse. It's a thready one.
Yeah, they definitely need Bryle to be doing stuff like that after what happened in the last game in particular. As Whisper, he is starting to get surrounded.
Sentry battles. Oh, they win the sentry battle. They might get this kill bottom too. Whisper has Burrow Strike, but he's not going to make it out.
Nope.
So 2 crucial kills because you know this top lane's going to go poorly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got one last hit on Moon Meander right now. He just picks up his second one. Getting some harassment thrown onto him immediately.
They've
right
got a
away.
blinding light soon. They keep on chasing, but I think they'd rather go for Owie if he steps out of position.
Yeah, oh, he actually does get the pushback. Moon does juke the stun, though. Nicely played.
Second time he's done that.
Yeah. Quick little step back. Still got these...
They're
these
still chasing.
The Wraith
Hey,
King
this-
skeletons.
Oh my god. With the Lina just right clicks from the Fiery Soul, they're going to chase him all the way back to the mid lane. He's been herded
And
away.
Mid lane, Snaking's here. He's making
and
a
they're
move.
making a move on Chris Luck, and they might just kill him off. Gets off the pole, but one more auto attack. That'll do the trick. Beautiful rotation. And it's not like Envy needs help bottom, so I really like this adjustment.
Yeah, this was a very nice move there by Snaking. It's a little awkward, of course, because now AUI is the, you know, kind of core Crystal Maiden up top, but I'm sure AUI is really happy about that.
I used to be a 4. Feels so good. Get
Creeps.
experience. Level 3 already.
Like Moon, how many last hits do you have? 2? Oh, I have 8.
Sucka.
As we see the harassment by Envy with that goo that he did skill up at level 2, since he does have CM aura, and that tends to be the build now. Aggression.
Well, they need to just keep it going here. You know, not give up any more kills top if they can help it, and continue to find the opportunities here mid and bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to keep watching Snaking's movements, because he can definitely look to kill, still keep setting up kills.
Dive onto Moon Meander up top. They've got Alina still. She's late again. Might have just been out of range there. So Schofield, he's just diving behind
he
the
just
tower
wants him
solo.
anyway.
He's like, I will take care of the Abaddon by myself. You guys go kill the CM. Let's just get 2 kills here. And I think he might have bit off more than he can chew. We'll see. Throws out another stun, but the Rubiks arrive. They want to punish this massive dive by the Lina. And she is just going to accept her fate. Go down eventually. Maybe with Moon. No, not happening. Meanwhile, Bryle,
He's insanely
bringing
aggressive.
Chris Luck very low here with these side blades.
Oh!
Oh!
He's just getting it lined up every single time.
Man, this is like a pure out skill happening.
And he's
right
6 now already on TA. Chris Luck's
He
going
can
to get
die
dove.
for this. Where's the help for Chris Luck? Do they have any TPs? Stinger has one, not using it. Trying to deal with the bottom lane, or the top lane in the meanwhile. Gets the pull. Might be able to punish Bryle. The tower's cooperating. Has
Oh my
Bryle
God.
overplayed it? Bryle can't be dying like this. The last tower shot refraction.
Oh, he lives at
just
10.
lives.
And now Chris Luck, does he
Game
go
of
back in it?
inches. He's got a trap.
Sideblade?
He's got a trap. Chris Luck, give me 6. Get me out of here. I don't want to play this lane anymore.
But now Bryle, okay, he actually has
TP
the
to
TP.
the front.
Okay, nice. Holy crap, that was some, I can't believe Chris survives that
He's
one.
sweating right now. He needs this bottle real bad.
That was pretty sick by both sides there.
What a clowny start to the game.
Yeah. Much better for Fighting Pandas than last time around. But beastcoast still doing excellent in all 3 lanes. That's the one thing. Like Whisper's level 6 bottom, even though he did get bullied a bit.
They're
He's
still
super high
winning
level.
in net worth, even though they're down 3 kills.
Yeah.
And Hector is still hitting creeps.
Doing his job.
Always a concern when, like you said, we saw this guy hit TI.
Yeah.
Somehow Schofield, he's found his way in the middle of 3 heroes, was diving to try and pressure Moon.
He's the one who keeps soaking the deaths. They're not even getting like attacks on Hector because Schofield's kind of just like running in and giving his life away for it. Which, I mean, it's not too bad. He's 0, 2, and 1, but he's only giving like 170 gold each time.
Yeah, and he's getting, some harass out of Moon, limited CS, so.
Yeah, and he's
14 for the Abaddon, definitely struggling.
Yeah, it's just Hector's just getting the free farm, and that's what this team's all about.
Action continues top. They'll push Moon forward, but he's feeling much more confident, and it has developed into a full try-on-try. Snake King's about to get his Arcane Boot, so this will definitely help out their tri-lane with the CM.
Yeah, he's very farmed already. 3, 0, and 1 for himself with that Bassi on top. Can definitely contribute a lot to this tri-lane, just to make them able to just spam out their spells constantly onto the Wraith King as Hector steps up pretty far.
He may have overextended here. The Lina stun. Snake King's just fine. They get Hector back to safety. Storm has hit 6 in the meanwhile, so the nightmare is over. Or at least should be.
I like when I see teams though when you're playing versus TA, when you're playing versus like Bristles and stuff.
They found Schofield again. Yeah, he's like, go on.
When you're playing versus like these heroes that want to play with stacks so much, right? And you run these aggro tri-lanes, you put a lot of attention on the supports not giving them any space to stack. They're actually just always having to give attention to the lanes, so they have no stacks in their jungle on this side of Fighting PandaS.
Not a single Ancient stack, and not even a normal creep stack.
Yeah, well on the side of Beast Coast, even though they were doing an aggro tri-lane, they have backed up and given themselves some time to get some stacks up.
I wonder if they're going to adjust with that, because, I mean, something the panel talked about, they're super reliant on stacks, TA and Bristle. You pick these heroes to get ahead in the mid game with the gold infusion.
Yeah, you have to imagine they're going to start doing somewhere. I saw Envy backing up looking like he was going to, but no, he's not. They're just clearing regular camps. Bryle did stack 1 hard camp for himself, it seemed.
Hector pinning out top, wants to make a go, but there is a good ward. And they're going to set up on the Lina. He's like, maybe just trying to farm this camp and say, Schofield, you bait for me. You tank the gank if it's coming, and maybe we'll wrap around and kill off the CM.
He doesn't even walk into. He's like, I don't want to even use 110 stun mana. That's skeleton mana.
Yeah, still working on the Midas here.
There
Gets the stun onto Moon Meander, not level 6 just yet. And Snake King comes in for the cleanup. They might lose Hector. No, he'll get out of range with the phase boots.
Dominating.
This is going to be a fat Rubik.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Envy's just keeping himself placed in the bottom lane. So Bryo's getting all the space, sitting in the jungle while his team just occupies the 3 lanes.
He's 4-0-2. They have 7 kills. So he's been involved in every kill except for 1.
Yeah.
Killed mid, killed top repeatedly, helped secure bottom.
That's a really fast pickup on a Veil for Whisper. Even though with that 1 death, because he's safe lane, Veil and Boots and level 8 already on the Sand King.
It's a great Veil game too. A lot of nuke damage.
Yeah, and it's super useful for him. He's a Sand King versus TA, so that Sandstorm damage with a Veil, burn through the refraction really quickly, and then it's going to tick up.
Need a really fast BKB, but Bryle, without the stacks, it's going to take a bit longer.
Yeah, he has to go for the natural.
They're fighting over the bounties here. They're going to engage with Crystal, pull in Eternal Envy. Backup is in tow, but they're likely to lose the Bristleback early in this fight. The Veil debut does get punished. Snake King on a mega kill streak all of a sudden. He's stolen the level 4 Sandstorm, but he's chasing out Stinger. He's going to go down.
He was about to have Fade Bolt up. He was gonna go for it.
Oh, sure, why not? Meanwhile, top lane, Schofield being dove by Moon Meander. Committed to borrowed time for this. And should be getting the kill momentarily. Lina stun. Oh! Shield didn't hit him. So Moon Meander has to back away. Schofield now chasing him out the other direction. Our bounty runes, let's see, it was a 2 for 2, it looks like.
Yeah. Chris Luck is being very active around the map, though. Picks up those bounties, immediately goes top, gets an illusion rune. He wants to make moves.
They've got a catapult wave. They want to make a fight happen.
And Envy TP'd up here, and they're looking to make pressure here.
Giant jump by Chris Luck with the Laguna Blade, gets the kill. Probably doesn't want to stick around too long, though. He's fighting into the Ignis, and he's taking a lot of quill damage. He's trying to find the best way out, but while he's busy trying to decide which way to go, he just gets lifted and killed off.
Snaking
Stolen
again.
Static Remnant on Snake King. Level 8 Rubik at 11 minutes.
9 of their 10 kills. He's got 32 last hits as well.
He's got a Bracer queued up, but he's like, nah, I'm not going Bracer, man.
I think, is Snaking playing 3 this game?
It feels like it.
I mean, look at his net worth. He's top 3.
Yeah, Moonmander's just tanking the ganks. You know, he's taking the heat off, and that's going to be a straight mech.
Yeah, I actually really like this. It's going to be so early on if he's able to get it. And he's got the Static Remnant, so he's able to just farm jungle for a bit. That's going to be really powerful for them.
You know, Hector's Wraith King, that's cool and all, but have you seen Snake King lately? Like,
The Snaking Rubik.
this guy's bulked.
Who's going to be building their pipe then? Because I was thinking maybe he would do the pipe instead of the
Envy.
mech.
Envy's got a hood queued up.
Okay, so it'd probably be Envy, yeah.
Envy playing aggressive here. Gets the goo on Schofield, trying to bait him under the shrine. I don't think this is such a good idea for you, Schofield. No backup in sight. And he likely goes down. No, can he get out of range? He just barely does.
That stun actually connects. Meanwhile, bottom, Whisper, Chris Luck dive forward and get 2 kills here. That
Bryle
veil.
got a tower. So trades all over the map, but overall still favoring the Pandas a bit. They're jumping onto Snake King, though. I'm not sure that's the area you want to be going on. Now he's stolen ball lightning. So many good spell steals when you get ahead as a Rubik this game. And Chris Luck's out of mana. Snake King's going to potentially go on him. He's got to be careful not to feed this streak.
That's a big
that's
chunk
a
of
mega kill to Chris Luck. 1K gold banked up.
Oh, he's feeling himself a little too hard. He killed the regen rune in front of Chris Luck, and he's kind of styling on him, but a little bit too much.
That's like killing Storm's child, okay?
Yeah.
You do not just destroy a regen rune in front of this hero. Come on, man.
But Bryle, Deso finished up. He's got an excellent timing on this already. This is a very, this is a Beast Coast team. This is an Eternal Envy team. There's a high chance of a smoke into a Roche at any point in the game with 2 heroes.
They did it in their previous series yesterday as well, like a super unexpected, smoke in a Roche. I think the tier 1 mid was even still up, and they pulled it off. So
Yeah.
got to be careful.
That was one with like the instantly 5-man port after they kill the Roche.
Yes. And, I think someone was like just barely got. Oh, it was Moon. Moon
Yeah.
barely got out of there. That's some Star Trek stuff. Beam me up, Envy.
Mm-hmm. It's such an Envy call when
The
they do
big
those plays.
loser of this landing stage for Pandas is definitely Moon, though. He is
Oh yeah,
incredibly poor for an Abaddon.
he's the 3 position. I mean, he's the 4 position Abaddon now at this point, and the Snaking is actually the 3 position right now. He's like level 10.
Yeah, I'd like to see him max the Mist Coil with the way his game has gone. I know Moon is definitely more about the curse, but I just don't know how much right-clicking this guy is going to be doing in fights.
That's actually a pretty fair point, because it's not like you're gaining any type of like silence. It's the same at all levels. You just get that extra attack speed from it. But it works incredibly well on Roche. That's the one thing where I'm like,
It is also their best pushing tool. So
Yeah.
I guess aside from just pure right clicks.
yeah, besides like Warpath and just the Deso.
I don't know. Ice always goes for that build. Granted, he tends to not do very well on the Abaddon, or really struggled in general in the offlane this tournament.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Moon gets a little more help and is generally at better matchups. But this is one of those games where I think you consider it.
Yeah, it looks like he's still just opting for the normal build, yeah. Just
Yeah, they
don't
do have a lot of
first.
right clicks, so it's
Yeah.
not bad.
It synergizes well for sure.
They're going to try to go here. Mata Molina is waiting.
Oh, the veil.
Hey.
See ya.
Hey, Riley. How you doing? Scorched. They're going to go in, though. They want to commit on Envy here. He's got a hood.
The
He's
Willow.
tanking. They're fighting into the Will-O-Wisp. Here comes
Oh.
the Epi, though. Big damage being done by Whisper. Breaks the fight wide open. And now they're going to be able to almost kill off, in fact, will kill off the Rubik. Chasing for more. Whisper has to be careful, though. Those quills are stacking up. Envy's still at half HP. He can fight this. Storm coming back in. Are they going to focus him down? The burrow straight through? They want to deal with the Abaddon first. Then they can hunt Envy. They go in. More slows. More stuns. Gotta respect the quills, though. Oh, they get him with the tip of the Sandstorm. Very well played by Beast Coast, and a big win for them.
Huge Will-O-Wisp into Epicenter there from the 2 of them there. And also Chris Luck, he had an Arcane Rune. So thankfully with that, he's able to like jump in and out of the fight a couple of times and reset so he can actually set up to get those kills. But beautiful team fight combo.
And they're doing that 4v5. By the way, there's a Hector Wraith King in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And he He just got to chill and farm for 10 minutes.
Oh god, and he's got the relic any second now. Level
It's
11.
so easy to forget it because they're just so good at playing 4v5.
Yeah, I mean it was a perfect team fight for them the way they set it up. Like how he walks in, Veil instantly gets blown up by the Lina combo right afterwards, and then from there it's all of them kind of stack up. You see Fighting Pandas, the way they back up, all of them stacked together and got hit by a perfect Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, this Will-O-Wisp probably went off, what, like a total of like 10, 12 times across all those heroes. Like, so much disable and lockdown
Yeah,
in
look
the
at
team
that.
fight.
And they're just sitting inside of a sandstorm the entire time too. While Chris Luck is able to back up, we see him reset with the storm and come back in.
Yeah, Whisper has been a problem. They can't let the Sand King stay alive for so long in the team fights.
He's just tanky though. He took the 200 health talent, he has the Veil, he's got all these items to make himself that much tankier in the game.
And
he's just setting up.
he's building even tankier, going for
Yep.
Crimson Guard now.
He's setting up to just be the full beefcake frontline for his team, and he's playing versus like mostly physical damage lineup from Fighting Panda, so this build is going to be
Crimson
amazing.
is insanely good against Bristle and this TA.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really strong. As we were looking at that replay, they actually found another kill onto Envy.
Oof. And you mentioned the importance of pipe this game. That's delayed with that.
Heavily delayed, yeah.
And it's going to be even more important soon because the Radiance is coming. So in addition to the Veil, in addition to all the nukes, you're going to have that casual burn. Just constantly going. It's looking a little dicey for Pandas. Had a strong start. Took some early control with some individual plays, but they are down 0-1 in the lower bracket. A loss here. Their MDL major is over.
Could be a fight here. Orchid just picked up by Chris Luck as well.
Envy. He's got backup coming. And Beast Coast are playing it safe. They are chasing out Whisper. Should be able to get away. Burrows to the low ground. Rubik with the stolen Wraith Fire Blast. Still looking for the opening, and they find it. Envy, he chases
He's
him down
isolated.
into the river. He's so far away from the team. Can they bring him down? With the Veil, the Lacuna facing towards him. You betcha. He thought he had backup, but it just wasn't there in time. So now they're going to try to take the fight. The Will-O-Wisp comes through. Sand King Burrow not available for a second. Rubik trying to steal that.
He got the deny. He denied the Will-O-Wisp gold from
How appropriate is that he?
I can't believe I saw him walking back, and I'm like, no, he's not. And he actually does go for it. I mean, that denies a little bit
The
of gold.
absolute cojones on this man. It fits the team style, right?
Absolutely. As the Radiance is done, and it's a 1-for-1 trade there. As they do find Envy again. That's 3 times in a row he has been picked up after picking up his Hood and his Vanguard.
Yeah, not sure what happened with the last one, but that one's definitely on him. He is just not respecting their burst damage.
Yeah, and he didn't have his like Abaddon anywhere near him to get any shields or anything like that. He was completely isolated in the river.
He chased them so far. That was at least like 1,000, 1,500 unit chase.
Yeah. Now they're trying to set up for the Roche. They know the Will-O-Wisp is down.
This is a classic Envy move.
Yeah.
But there is a storm in this game. I don't think they have any idea.
I don't think they can make it in any
You
time.
never
close.
know. Like, Chris Luck might just ult into the pit out of nowhere. No, it's not going to happen. So an 8 just picked up. They get their own mini Wraith King.
Big signs of life there for Bryle. He's top of the net worth.
BKB coming soon. Amazing BKB game. There's really nothing to counter it right now.
Yeah.
There is chain stun. I suppose that's the one thing to worry about, so if you don't get it off, but you haven't Abaddon.
Yeah, he should pretty much always be able to get it off if Moon's in the right area. But one scary thing is, like, they have gotten the Roche, they have gotten the Aegis. Bryle is doing excellent, but then look at in between. It's a Rubik, 5,000 net worth below him on his team, and then it starts being his other 2 cores, the Bristle and the Abaddon.
Has
So
Snake King been working out?
He has. Dude, Snake's jacked the last, 2 years.
Him
that I've
and
seen him.
Mojo, you know?
Yeah,
He's going to need to put those muscles to work this game.
he definitely will. He's got the mech, he's got the Arcans, and he's almost got Blink. So I mean, he's having a great game. 6-2-4.
I just can't believe how poor Envy has been, like, almost every game this tournament. That is... Yeah, I was out of the game for a while. This is not the Envy I remember. Normally he's atop the net worth, and, like, the team has other issues.
Yeah, it definitely has been the story of the tournament for him. He is on the struggle bus.
Bottom lane getting pushed in here. The Hector army marching in.
Doing his usual build. He's going for his halberd, and then he's going for that silver edge in this
Oh,
game.
what a Silver Edge game it is.
And he likes the silver edge, even when it's not a silver edge game on this hero.
And now
but
it's just like, great,
perfect
there's a
one.
Bristle. Now I have a great excuse to go for it.
And an Abaddon. If
Oh,
he
that's
gets the
true,
Silver
yeah.
Edge and then they get the Orchid with the Chris Luck, they can actually set
No
up for the
borrow
kills.
time,
Yeah.
Oh, big 2-hero burrow. Follow up Lena stun, your classic Warcraft 3 combo, instantly popping that borrow time. They bring him back to full HP. Stolen Sandstorm, not sure it's going to be enough though with the Epicenter revving up. The burrow straight coming through again on 2. Bryle, he jumped into it. He's going to instantly die. And now the Laguna Blade on the Snake King gets off the mech finally, but it might be too little too late. They'll probably lose Stinger here. Now he popping the ult. The 2-hero burrow. They keep on chasing for more. Finally, Hexter shows up to a fight, and it's another kill. Rubik down. Make it 4. Probably going to be Envy going down here as well.
Blinking 4 on Whisper if he wants to continue chasing forward. It does look like they want to.
They've got the silence. They've got the burrow. They found him. Lock him down. Get in front. Start smacking. He's tanky-ish, but not that tanky. And Alina stun secures it. Whisper gets the last hit. A full wipeout.
A 6 for 1 because that was the Aegis. I think I have to look at that replay again if we can because I think the BKB was delivered or something as
I think he blinked.
respawned.
He
or-
like blinked in and got stunned or something.
No, he respawned from Aegis, but I didn't see if he like moved the BKB in late from his inventory or what happened because he didn't get it off. So
Keep an eye on Bryle here.
because he's right in the midst of all of it. He gets pulled and controlled, but then he respawns. And I'm watching the Courier. I think the Courier, Courier delivers his BKB. Or somebody does.
Oh, the burrow was just timed like. Oh, no,
it was at
delivered
base.
Too late.
Sorry, it was at base. Okay. Because I saw it can be disassembled when it was on him, but it was at base and he just got it when he died.
Even with the BKB, I don't know if he gets that much. Like, they probably could have just disengaged at that point.
He probably couldn't have even gotten it off, honestly. Whisper was like frame perfect with his stun.
Rough game for the Pandas.
And yeah, rough game for the Pandas, but excellent game for Beast Coast so far. Whisper is having a showcase of a game as the Sand King.
Back to the live action here, and Chris Luck getting another kill. Kaya Orchid complete. And Stinger running in, but he's got a Ghost Scepter, so he's going to be a little harder to kill. It's this Rubik that Chris Luck wants to focus on. Taking very tanky, but the 3-hero stun with the Ignis combo, it's basically like a prolonged Chronosphere Ravage, it feels. They can't even get out of this thing.
They're all
gonna
dead.
lose the whole team again.
Bryle he didn't get BKB off. He just got chain stunned under the Will-O-Wisp. He got Sand King burrowed, Will-O-Wisp stunned, Lena stunned, I think Wraithfire blasted after.
You know, I said, like, well, they have a bat and he should be able to get it off, but the Will-O-Wisp.
The Will-O-Wisp,
No,
the
bat
Flicker.
can't do anything.
The Flicker is actually owning them so hard.
Oh, dearie me. This is looking like a sub 30-minute win for Beast Coast at this rate.
Yeah, this
Hector's coming in. He's picked up his halberd, and he's ready to start hitting buildings.
279 last hits, 3-0 and 5. Hector's ready to join the fray, and I think joining the fray and ending the game is probably what's going to be happening.
Schofield's not even there. He's just farming neutrals right now while his team raxes them. Like,
He actually was farming newts.
they're just like, we can't lose this game. Surely no way. Oh no! Snake King, he wanted to make a play.
Does he get healed?
He gets healed.
Oh, he
Chris
does
Luck,
live.
TP.
And
No,
he's gonna get
they're gonna punish him.
Chris?
It's a counter bait. Chris Luck's down.
The king.
A monster kill streak ended and Moonmeander gets it. All right, he'll take that gold.
My Snaking had like Mac.
Meanwhile,
and he had backup.
Schofield, he's still farming.
Wait, what the heck's he
And
doing there?
Rubik's, see what that, he waited for the camp to respawn. I guess to farm it again.
I mean, they're being a little.
Okay.
That was a little.
Breaks on the circus, you know. Party Pandas is still a major caliber team here.
He's pinging. He's like, I was farming jungle, guys. My bad.
Throwable game, Giannis? What do you think?
Man, it just because of how far behind the Bristle and Abaddon is, it feels pretty hard for them to throw it, honestly. Because like Wraith King and Storm Spirit just scale super hard, and it's sure TA you get your Meld Bash, which is amazing, especially in a game versus a Storm Spirit, but it's just the TA. Bristleback's so far behind right now.
And
this one can be
without her
throwable, but it'd be
BKB,
hard.
it's like you're just getting chain stunned, you know.
Yeah.
Still has yet to use that 10-second duration, actually.
Yeah.
He's had it for what, like 4 or 5 minutes now?
Yeah, not given a great opportunity to. He got chain stunned, just ultimately chain stunned.
All right. They get the Crimson Guard up on Envy.
They both at the same time. Whisper does it as well.
They're going to get their Solar Crest, so it's going to be a super strong TA.
So they are putting, I mean, they're buffing up Bryle a lot, but he
And
is
he-
versus some tough stuff.
He's building a Hex. You know, that is a way to deal with the Storm.
But the Wraith King is starting to become I mean, I say starting to become that big issue. He is the big issue as he is approaching that 20,000 net worth.
It's like no matter how much the team clowns, they know they have the beefcake to fall back on.
Yeah. The monstrously farmed 300 last hit, Hector.
And they did manage to get a tier 3, so although those deaths were unwarranted, they can get some more map control here.
Yeah.
PandaS still up against it. There's your completed Silver Edge.
And they get an Arcane Runic on Chris Luck at the same time. This is definitely a go time for Beast Coast. Level 18 Storm Spirit, Arcane Rune, Orchid, everything coming together.
They've also got their Yules and already the Crimson Guard and Whisper, so big power spike for them.
Fighting PandaS all gathered together here, trying to force them back. Maybe Beast Coast is going to be the ones that force Fighting PandaS back, though.
Starting to siege out mid, a fresh army just apparates into existence and gonna go straight for the next tier 3. Fighting PandaS moving in. No, they're gonna rotate. Okay, send the squad top, but the racks are already exposed. And think twice about it, back away.
They're deciding otherwise. Whisper draws the circles. He's like, let's control the bottom side. We have lanes to push out. We have shrines to take.
Yeah, and the skeleton army doing a good job of that right now.
Yeah, sometimes you just listen to the skeletons. You know, the skeletons go, guys, we have shrine objectives to take. You're all right. Let's follow.
Hey, Hector, over here.
Yep. Is that what they sound like? They look kind of evil.
Really? Yeah, but they're like midgets. They're like evil midgets. It'd be pretty scary if they were just like looming over your bed in the middle of the night, though.
Yeah, I mean those are the spooky ones.
Some Gulliver's Travel, you know.
It's not the red ones though. The red Wraith Kings. I feel like I never see anybody having the red sword, where they're the red skellies.
Which is like a scare. I feel like Green Demon is like more evil and scary.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. And it's the color of greed.
True.
We'll take the tier 2 bottom.
Hey, he's just pushing on his own.
Yeah, Siege Engine coming in.
I just noticed the envy face. Oh, there it is. Right before he's pushing the base. I didn't see it the first few times.
I think that's a pretty accurate representation of how he's feeling right about now.
Yeah. They've got Bryle, who's like we were talking about. Bryle is very farm, but yeah, nobody else on the team is very close at all. As Beast Coast looks like they're content with just farming instead of trying to make an active play with that Arcane Rune and with those timings. Just get their next items finished up before they go.
I mean, you've got a great Aegis carrier in the Storm.
Yeah, you could just play it a little safe, right?
You
pick
have
up
the
your
late game.
Yeah, pick up your Lincolns, pick up your next few items, and yeah.
This is going to mean a Hex for Bryle. Could be the Tide Turner.
He has no buyback now, so that is a full committed fight now for Fighting PandaS. I believe none of them have buyback. Yeah, they spent all their gold, so this is a big go time there for them.
Sand King and Coddle, the only buybacks. Lena is about to get one. CM is about to get one.
Man, Whisper is so tanky. If they actually run into him right away, it's going to be a little tougher to kill.
Down to the low ground right as the gank comes in. So instead, it's probably the worst hero to find. It's the Wraith King of Hector. And I mean, good luck killing him once, let alone twice.
He has very low armor. He has no armor items at the moment, though. Versus
He
that
runs
goo
right by them.
and that melt.
Do they have detection? They
I
do
saw
have one
Owie
dust and 2 sentries.
Yeah, Owie had a couple.
So they're trying to contest this next rush. Trap was denied. And they're going to go with the Blink Hex on the Whisper.
He's so
but the Lena
tanky.
stun catches out too, and he doesn't even get tickled.
I mean, I don't even think if they like jump him perfectly. This is a 2422 armor plus sanking. I mean, that's with the Deso.
50% damage block.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I think that was pretty unlikely for him to even get him. Yeah, he's at 39 armor when he's not Meld and Deso hit. Like, that is a very tough target to go for.
The issue is like you have a Storm in the game, right? And they don't have good lockdowns. So they want this Hex, but they don't have Burst with the Hex. It's just the TA. And she's not that far ahead where she's going to one-shot anybody.
I mean, they're just getting further and further behind. And just look at the net worth, it just keeps climbing forward. It's just Bryle getting some farm, but Envy has not gotten much of anything. Neither has the Rubik or the Abaddon. No, they just can't get any
They
growth.
just smoke, and Hector just walks in, stuns Envy, shield to block it.
There's
or
no fear.
remove it. But here comes the blink. Initiation blows up Stinger. That's nice to get the Will-O-Wisp out of the picture. They're gonna lose Snake King potentially shielded. Very well played here in this fight as Bryle starts to find his openings. He's killed off both supports. They're gonna buy back on the Lina. Hector's blown his BKB. It's like the dream fight for the Fighting Pandas. Can they turn it around? Cue up the anime rock and
Heavy
roll.
burrow.
But here comes Whisper. Massive AoE damage. Brings them low. He's killed no one. Can Chris Luck finish the job? They pop the Lincolns. That's it. Moon Meander now, dangerously low on the run. They pull in the TA. BKB committed. They burrow her, lock her down. Lina stun follow-up. Massive damage over time from that Sandstorm, from that fail. Push back to the high ground. Might be able to get away. Blinks out. The great escape from Bryle. The rest of the team trying to fight the king himself as he chases them down one by one. Bryle's just hiding here. Invis, he gets up the Hex.
Whisper.
He wants to go on Whisper. Snake King's back into the fight. Can he do it? Can he turn around? The Lina auto attacks quickly dealing with the refraction. Schofield, the savior, and they've got another Wraith Gain ult ready. It's all falling apart for the Fighting Pandas. Heading to the south, into the pit, but the Will-O-Wisp there to greet him. Snake King, he blinks out. Beautiful escape, but that's all it is an escape.
Oh man, that Schofield with that stun, it comes in clutch, probably saving Whisper. The way they disengaged and reset that fight was really nice. Chris Luck, I think, backed up and did he use that left shrine? Yeah, so it looks like Chris Luck, after the whole fight kind of goes on, he goes left, uses shrine, and re-engages, and we'll see that all play out in a couple moments here.
The shields were really potent in this fight. Like, I think 2 or 3 times Moon delays a kill.
Great ulti positioning there by Aoi as well, we saw. And yeah, they disengaged and reset the fight a couple times, and there was a couple buybacks as...
So we wanted to take a longer look at the fight, but in the meanwhile, Snake King was getting picked off.
And he used his buyback, so he's down for quite a long time, and Roche is up.
This prompts a Roche.
This is a free Roche, it looks like, for Beast Coast here.
Now they have a Lotus Orb, too.
Jeez.
So Aegis for Chris Luck, I imagine.
Yeah, for the Storm, for sure. It is a cheese as well. Who's going to take the cheese? Do they want to give it to anybody else except for Chris Luck, or is he just going to take both? He's just going to take both.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's pretty hard for Hector to die. They threw everything at him that fight. And with this 40-second ultimate, he's just basically always reincarnating.
Yeah. And there's just so many things they have to deal with in the fights. Like I mean, the Will-O-Wisp, it didn't even happen because they got the COD overly early on, but then he respawns and gets it off anyway. So, yeah, there's just a lot of things they have to deal with in these fights. It's super tough for Fighting Pandas.
He marches up.
He's going for the
right
Rex.
onto the high ground, hammering away. Slaps down the range frags. They are kiting him decently, but here comes the big committed jump. Chris Luck looking for that key kill on Aoi. Gets it. Nice and early. Insta buyback. So they've forced out a second. Rubik's up soon, but they keep on going. They have that Aegis power play. They still have the cheese, and they're looking for the melee. Hector just patiently punching away here. He is going to bring it down. They throw the Lotus on him, so it's not easy to engage. They're going to try anyway, but here comes Chris Luck with the counter initiation. He gets counter initiated, and he gets hexed and blown up. Can they kill him the second time? That is the question. Jumps out immediately. On the front lines. Envy, he just ran in and died. Thought they could take round 2 of the fight. Wanted to zone out the backliners, but he's not zoning anyone out.
And he got
He's
stunned.
an 11,000 net worth bristle.
He got stunned facing them as well. So he just gets slaughtered incredibly fast. I think he had Silver Edge maybe too, but
it just feels like he's playing like he's like, you know, a true 1-position bristle, and he's really more of like a support bristle.
yeah. They actually really only have one core at this point. The Bristle and the Abaddon are, their net worth is like just so far down. They don't really have any items to show. I mean, Snake King has more items pretty much than them. He's level 20.
They have vision here. They do see these dire heroes roaming through the jungle. They still have a cheese. Arcane Rune again for Chris.
He's going to clear that wave as they push in bottom as well. So they're going to meet together. They don't want to play around the top jungle too much anymore. They've already gotten the top racks, so they only really need to play around the bottom side now on the side of Beast Coast. And they will do so as a full AC is now picked up. As Hector was missing armor, now he's not.
That was his one weakness, was just pure physical damage.
Yeah. I always get yelled at when I say pure physical damage. What do you mean pure? Pure damage is pure damage. Your physical damage is
Did you really get yelled at? Like fans just come up to
yeah,
you?
some
Hey, idiot!
idiot. No, I've had some people like tweet at me.
Oh, they're gonna push it.
The Lotus
Mr.
Orb.
Hector. But there's the Lotus Orb. And gooing right back onto Envy. He starts hitting Moonmeander. Doesn't want to get silenced here. He's going to back away a little bit. Play it safe.
He breaks Moon.
They start to work on him, but just look at the Storm just waiting on the backside for some key initiation spells to be used. Then he's going to jump in. And if they don't do anything, well, then they're just going to lose heroes. Moonmeander does pop his borrowed time. Envy trying to engage forward. So too is
Breaks
Mr.
him.
Hector, just hacking away. Keeps his back turned, but buildings, they can't turn their backs. This one's dropping quickly. Pipe was already used. Will he let his ult go? Yeah, he just keeps on chilling. Keeps on hitting buildings. Keeps on sieging.
He's going to back up.
He is going to reset. And ping out mid. Owie's just trying to nuke him down. Would really like to get rid of this reincarnation. Maybe give them an opening to fight.
They just keep pushing in the lanes completely. Top lane's now starting to push all the way in. Mid
All right,
and bottom
that's the
are pushed in.
reincarnation. Are they going to full commit here? They get the Lena stun off.
He's got BKB.
I mean,
and so
it's-
much protection behind
if
him.
you don't, it's like, who cares? You know, free fountain trip for me.
Yep. He's full healed now.
It's all part of the master plan.
And they just continue this map control and this growth of net worth. I mean, they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, he's got room to grow. You know, there's BOTs to be picked up, moon shards,
Yep.
teammates to feed. Hector is a benevolent leader.
Yeah, it's looking. I mean, it's looking really hard for them to drop this one. As even Dota Plus is saying that 98% is still giving a 2% chance to
Oh,
fighting
that sounds
Pandas.
like the perfect anime. Here we go. Runs right in, starts hitting Bryle. They're going to commit for this, go for the back lines. Chris Luck. Wow, what a huge dive.
Oh,
by
and a stun on
Envy!
everyone!
Envy! The stun! Huge damage done by the second. Actually skipped the Envy, just went for the stun. And that's all they need. Looking for the cleanup. 2 heroes dead, now diving onto Moonmeander, trying to bring down the Abaddon, and they will. Gem hits the deck. Envy about to hit the deck as well. Runs away. Can he get back? Moonmeander buys back to keep him alive. For what good that will do.
That was, what, a 4-man burrow into like a 3-man Lena stun plus a Will-O-Wisp on top.
They don't even need the epicenter. Now Envy comes back in. But Chris Luck keeps on chasing, forcing that TA back. They've gotten the bottom lane. They're diving on mid, looking for Eternal Envy. Hex coming through. Glimmer Cape to protect him, and Envy just getting hit once.
Broken.
Oh, he's broken, and they are broken, Giannis. This is painful and quick now as Beast Coast just start hitting the mid tower, bringing down that tier 3. The chat wheels coming out. Bow to your liege, indeed. How appropriate with Hector on the king himself.
He just wants to die, Hector, at this point, dropping 100 HP. They get the stun, the follow-up. Bryle goes down.
Envy caught out. Their MDL tournament lives flashing before their lives. And the jig is up. The GG is called. Beast Coast showing that TI was not a fluke. Top 8 again.
Yeah, I love the way these guys play. They're so aggressive. That's like it's so great to see. Like they're running aggro tri-lanes in both games. The first game they have an Alchemist to aggro tri-lane, which you're like, wait, what? Like you don't see that very often. And just the way that they execute their lineups, they're always fighting, and you're like, wow, they did really good in that fight. And you're like, oh wait, they were only 4 men in that fight, and they did excellent. Meanwhile, Hector is just sitting on the opposite side the whole time.
Somehow they snooker you, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, what happened? I forgot there was a Wraith King in this game.
Yeah, they looked really, really good in this game, and Fighting Pandas not looking their best in this series, that's for sure.
Well, it's a 2-0. It's the end of the Fighting Pandas. We'll see what awaits them at future events. But for now, to break it down and get us ready for our winner bracket matches, it is back to our lovely panel.
Thank you very much. And indeed, Beast Coast make it through, so they have the chance to try and silence the crowds when they face IG against the crowd favorite for that matchup. As is habit, it is, of course, a home crowd, you know. I must say, though, with those plays, they'll definitely have some people cheering for them because they make everything exciting.
It was a convincing 2-0.
It
They
was.
make some flashy plays. Their team fight is impressive. We always talk a lot about Hector, but the rest of the team, they mesh really well together.
They do.
They're really scary when they're executing.
They got to fight a lot without Hector. That's kind of the whole thing. You talk about identity, something that we think is lacking a bit in Pandas. Like they have a very clear strategy for Beast Coast. Hector's going to get a lot of space on the map. We're going to make it for him. And those team fights, man, like the way that they can just prioritize, like TA's coming in, the new BKB, just dead. No chance he's BKB. That was like their last chance to really get back into this game, and they did
Perfect
not find
stuns.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, lined up. It was a rough run for these guys.
Felt like they did not get the stat game on. I don't know what the numbers wound up being, but I don't feel like the Bristle and the TA really had that. You have to be ahead. Like, you're not coming out even with this lineup. I want to see like
Yeah.
a 2 or 3K lead if the lanes aren't that bad, which they seem to be just kind of chilling.
They have 2 heroes that want to farm the stacks, but it felt like neither really got that much. Tia kind of stacked a bit for herself, but
Well,
there needs to be
Snaking,
more.
like, I understand because Snaking was really busy. Like, he was making a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Like, Snaking had a very good early game, so I get that. But maybe that's an issue if you're, like, considering the TA and the Bristleback. Perhaps you need to be thinking, like, oh, we should probably get, a bunch of stacks for these guys. We want these heroes to succeed.
that's your win condition.
Yeah.
It's not snaking, setting up a few kills or making a play here or there. It's literally just
Yeah.
getting ahead in terms of farm. It should be an economy game, not a kill game.
Yeah.
I also not convinced by Crystal Maiden as a support at all at this point. I don't know. They need to go back to the drawing board. We heard a lot of talk about perhaps being too many chefs in the kitchen. We started the tournament talking about that when they were heading up into the playoffs, and I don't know exactly what obviously what's going on in the team, but something's not clicking. It shows. But we also said, and I don't know if you guys agree, don't do anything with your squad, don't change anything until after the patch and see how that goes.
I'm fine with this lineup of play. Well, maybe the voices thing. I mean, I guess that's on them. That's not really for me to say. But
Yeah.
like, if some people want to take more of a backseat, I don't know if that's helpful. For all we know, they already have, and the communication isn't an issue.
Yeah.
From the outset, I don't think that's the major problem because we can point to flaws in their gameplay. So I'm not sure if that's really communication based.
Fair.
I wouldn't say roster-wise they have to blow anything up or necessarily change anything. Maybe if there's like some really good free agent who becomes available, that something can happen. But it's much more about figuring out what playstyle is going to work for them. AUI mentioned it in the interview before the series. He's coach. He felt like he has a lot of good ideas about Dota, but once he starts playing against the best players in the world, he can tell like how rusty and how far behind he is. So
Yeah.
I think it is a lot of catching up. Because to me, they're losing games in the laning stage, and that's where being rusty as a 4 or 5 position, they're just making all the wrong trades in these lanes.
Yeah.
Like, they're trading harass really poorly. They're getting outlaned game after game. In the side lanes, you can see the individual skill of, like, Brile in the mid lane. He does fine, and then his 2 side lanes are just straight up losing in a lot of these games. So that's something that needs to change, which maybe just with some practice and grinding, they get better.
They have played, other than obviously the qualifiers for this and this, they have played a lot of other things as well. They played Hamburg. They played in the WG Canada qualifiers, came out on top as well. So they,
My boys. That's my team.
They're repping
That's my
Canada?
national team, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
but yeah, they just need more time. And they were facing a team that has been together, double the amount of time almost as they have. So there's no shame in losing to that.
Yeah, I think they can obviously be happy they started in the winner bracket. They had that good group stage, even if we're saying they were in that easier group, and that meant they got a lot more playoff experience. They're not going to be at the in front of the crowd, but they got to at least play 2 additional best of 3s now here in the playoffs as well. So they hopefully got some good experience out of it.
Get to go see some pandas.
Yeah.
Very
Hopefully
important.
not fight them.
No, feed the pandas.
I hope so. This was one of the trivia facts of Chengdu. This is the best time to go to Chengdu and be a spectator of the baby panda cubs.
Well, from watching their games, they're a lot better at feeding than fighting, so
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Yeah, pandas will
Pandas
be
are okay. Pandas are safe.
That's why they got
The
removed off the
pandas are
endangered
safe.
species list. They got just threatened now.
On the other side, though, I must say Beast Coast, they crushed it.
Yep.
I mean, even fights where they looked like they were not doing well, they seemed to maneuver themselves in ways that they could retake their advantage, and it looked very solid for them.
Yeah.
So,
They
promising.
play good Dota. They look good as a team. I'm still going to hold some judgment because I think they've had a very easy bracket so far in the lower bracket against Detroit and now fighting Pandas. I think it could have been a much rougher opponent if they got one of the other teams dropping down from the winner bracket, like
Sure.
That's true.
an IG or someone. So, well, they have IG next now, but
They do.
I think they've had a straightforward bracket, but the real test comes now. Beast Coast, they are a very good team, though. And
This would be like such a sick, like, respect our region match if they beat IG. 'Cause it's
Well-
like, can you beat the minor winner from China as basically the best team in South America?
Well, we already have the answer to that because they were in the same group. That was the first matchup that they had, and IG crushed them 2-0.
But this is
But-
practice.
that was when they were sick and
Yeah.
jet lagged.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
This
got
is where
2
it matters.
days
Groups
now.
don't matter. This is where it matters.
Okay,
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
2 days. Am I saying that right? 2 days. They got tomorrow off.
And they
And
should
they play the day
yeah,
after
they'll be
that,
lower.
right?
Yeah, they'll be the
They
first
would
day.
have to
'cause they're-
play after that.
yeah. So they have a full day off, and then they're
Yes.
playing the day after that.
A day and a half, I guess, off because there's still a whole half day to go. They're only
A whole
halfway
half
through.
day of Dota
Yes.
still left?
Yes, we can take a look
Wow.
at the brackets because we have had 2 lower bracket matches so far. And we're going to go to 2 upper bracket matches after this. And it's looking pretty hot there. We got ourselves TNC, J-Storm, Vici, EG to close the night. There's a lot of good stuff coming. We're only halfway there for the day.
Oh yeah, Vici EG to end the day. That looks like a really interesting series. And
Yeah.
TNCJ Storm, you know, we talked about the next series for Beast Coast being the test of their region. I feel like this is the test for North America. How good is J Storm? Can
Yeah.
they go head-to-head with TNC, or is EG the only hope for NA once again?
Can EG even go head to head with Vici?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, it's the
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
NA
Yep.
test here. Will we continue to get to keep praising NA for the first
Mm.
time? Or must we go back to the old ways of self-deprecating
I
humor
mean, you
on
just
our
lost
region?
the team.
Yeah.
We
They
now
still-
have
no,
our
no,
answer.
no, we claim Beast Coast too, so it's fine.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we do.
So
We take those.
in the top 8, we have 2 European teams, 2 Chinese teams, 2 North American teams,
The Southeast Asian team.
a South Asian team.
And South America.
Why am
too.
I saying
South
that?
American.
Yeah.
How did you wind up with 10
Right.
fingers?
I'm running out of fingers to represent the top 8.
All right. Well, I think it's time for a break because upper bracket matches right around the corner. Stay tuned for more Dota 2 action from the MDL Chengdu Major.